things. This night, let us look at the killer. It's a killer called depression. Because this depression is also what leads to people committing suicide. This is what leads to hopelessness. This is what leads to a point that someone says, there's nothing I can do anymore. What am I wasting my time here? Let me just take my life. Let's look at some definitions of depression. If you look at the dictionary definition of the word depressed, you will begin to see from the word depressed what exactly it means if you let yourself get to the point of being depressed. One, depressed means to lower in spirit. To lower in spirit. To be saddened by an event. To sink below the surrounding region. By the time I say all the meanings, you begin to have understanding. To sink below the surrounding region. To press down. To hold below ground level. So it means that something is trying to press you for you to go below the standard you are supposed to be, below the status you're supposed to have. Is it making sense to someone here tonight? Something is trying to depress. It's trying to bring your head down. It is trying to make you to continue to put your head inside the sand and not seeing reality. To keep you unhappy. Because once you are unhappy, if Satan can come, these are the fiery darts of the enemy. So if the enemy is shooting that fiery dart and you are responding to it, what it means that he knows how to get you. Mind you, he is the controller of familiar spirits. So he knows you. He knows the family traits. He knows that he can get you through anger. He knows what to make someone do that can tip you off, and at the end of the day, you become depressed. He knows what someone will say to you, what will happen, and you begin to react in a way that you'll be upset. I know someone that if you do not give him compliments, when we were working, if whatever he's good at what he does, but he thrives on, is it recommendation? No, not recommendation. He thrives on acknowledgement. So if you don't acknowledge him for what he has done, you have spoiled his week. He becomes demotivated because nobody says, what? And he really becomes depressed. So there are a lot of people that don't know that thing that keeps you depressed is Satan that is keeping you depressed so that you will not become your best. Having the mind of Christ means operating on a positive mindset. Because Jesus was positive in everything that he did. Even when during bad situations, we must keep a positive mindset. Because the negative thoughts are what leads to negative emotions. And negative emotions is what leads you to depression. And once you enter that depressed state, you can never function well. See, let me tell you, everyone will experience their own fair share of negative thoughts. Do you know that your negative thoughts are not your own? Has it occurred to you that it's not yours? Have you been in a place now you are just thinking, a thought just comes that this man can just move from here and just cut people's head? Has it happened to you before? Yeah. Why will you be thinking that? Why will you see someone and you just hate that person? They are not your thoughts. They are not your thought. I have done a series of research on this thing called thought and mind. I am possessed about how mind works because I have realized that victory lies in the mind. Defeat is in the mind. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So the battle is in the mind. If the battle is in the mind, it's not a physical thing. So if you allow things to fester in your mind, negative thoughts to continue to fester in your mind, they become a stronghold. Everybody has his own share of negative thoughts. Everybody has doubt. Will this thing work? Will this thing not work? But I want you to know that those thoughts are not your own. Because you have thought that way for many years, you think it's your thoughts. Who told you you have anger issue? You think that you have anger issue, but it's not your thoughts. It's how you respond. Because the day you understand who you are, you will not respond to some things the way you respond to them before. You can only think one thing at a time. For me, I realized that there was this circle that comes anytime I want to pray and I want to enter into deep realms with God. The devil will raise doors on people that annoy me. The day before, that day, so that you become angry, and you will lose that moment with God. Evil thoughts are not your own. I had to sit down and explain to a young man, and I told him those thoughts are not your own. You can change those thoughts. Check those thoughts from today. Just think about it. There are some certain things that come at a certain time, at a certain hour, because they have studied you, and that's familiar spirit. They were there with your father, your grandfather, your grandmother. They were there, so they know, and they invoke. Do you know that someone can abuse you now? Something that gets irritated, and you choose not to react. Yes, sir. You know what? You have removed this thing from that thing. You have become the Lord of that thing that makes you obsessed. How about weakness in the mind? I can't do. Do you know some of us will look at it as something and they will say, I cannot do it. You by yourself, you will just look at something and say, I cannot do it. It's not your thoughts. It is not your thought. Even if you think that you cannot do it, then you will arm yourself with things, of which I will share with you as we go. You see, in this thing called life, you have to prepare, because you must win. Amen. You must win. Amen. You must win. Amen. When that thought comes, fear is in different categories. Fear. Fear is not that I'm walking in the street and I'm afraid. No. You are afraid to try new things. You can beat up 10 people at the same time, but you are fearful to try one small business. Fear comes in diverse ways. Fear comes in, look, you will never. This year, our team, the word the Lord gave us this year was new experiences. But you will never experience new things if you don't try new things. So you must try something to get something out of it. Every time I want to do something in the past, you see, you have to train yourself. Jesus learned, what did the Bible say? He learned obedience by the things he suffered, by the things he went through. There is no automatic, how will I say it, in the kingdom of God, there's no, I pray this prayer, everything turns around. The beauty of success God's way is that you see yourself developing strength day after day, and the Lord will help you after a while. I had many limitations going on. What I'm doing now, I will not be, under normal circumstances, I will not be able to do it. Because I saw these things in my spirit and I told people, they laughed at me. So it means that every day you wake up, there are things that are trying to make you not be who you are. Every day, if you see me anywhere and there's something I want to achieve, I'm muttering something. Because the word of God is powerful, it's a living thing. Anytime that fear comes and you cannot do it, I begin to mutter and I begin to say, you have not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Do you know I sleep quoting scriptures? Then I wake up and become strong in places I never thought I would be strong before. This is how to build yourself. It's not just pray and you just believe that God will do. No, God trains you. God is a trainer. Once you are praying, He's bringing circumstances around you that will help you. It's like being in a teaching hospital. That is how God trains. He uses issues to train you, and you say, Lord, and you tell you, son, use that scripture for this. Use that scripture for this. Use that scripture. You have to continue to mutter those things until you get to a point. Do you know that this thing that they call faith, faith is as a result of belief. And you can never believe once. You can never believe once. You believe by exercising your faith and saying it and muttering it until it gets to a point that faith builds on its own. And once faith builds on its own, that is the currency of heaven. You receive that thing. But you receive it. You have to get to a point that you pass that examination for that thing that's worried you all your life. And once you are able to pass it, if you don't, you become depressed and it looks as if God is not working. But you are not working God's word. Because if you work God's word, it will work for you. It will work for you. See, before you get some certain things in life, the devil will shake everything. Because if you are praying for new level, it will shake. It will shake your marriage. It will shake your children. It will shake your money. It will shake your in-laws. It will shake everything to discourage you. I am telling you. I said one of the things I want to do is to have male session for married men, so that you know some of the things that is doing you is not only you is doing you. Some of the things that you're facing is not only you. Some things will come after you because you want to change level. And depression is what will keep you down. So let me just move on to, what I try to establish is that some of those thoughts are not your own. Become the master of your own thoughts. Choose your own thoughts, but those thoughts are what God says that you are. The day I stopped being afraid of people talking, when I realized who I am. For those of you that have gone to business school, through the business school, you see the thought, there's a course I teach, who am I? And unleashing originality. It is from my own experience of knowing the day I realize who I am, I will stop being inferior to other people. People can enter into depression just feeling that they are inferior. Say, which kind of life I come like this? You look at yourself and you say, how can I ever be like those people? Let me tell you, every rich man you see, or every rich child you see, there is one person that started it in their family. The royal family in England, is you not one man that started it? It's one man that said, no, I want to change my level. It's one man that said, no, I want to be king. I can be king. So why can't you change your own story? Let me give you some tips. I'm reading from, we're using Psalm 143. I'm using it to do, and I will exegete this text in line with what I want to do tonight. So if you have a Bible, just hold it there, because I will be using from verse 3 down to verse 10. I'll just take it one after the other. Verse 3, 143, verse 3, it says, let me just read it to you so that I'll read from verse 3 to verse 10. For the enemy has persecuted my soul. He has crushed my life to the ground. He has made me dwell in darkness, like those who have long been dead. Therefore my spirit is overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is distressed. I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. I nurse on the work of your hands. I spread out my hands to you. My soul longs for you like a thirsty land. Answer me speedily, O Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, lest I be like those who go down into the pit. Cause me to hear your loving kindness in the morning. For in you do I trust. Cause me to know the way in which I should walk, for I lift up my soul to you. Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. In you I take shelter. Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. Okay, let's take it one after the other. So how to avoid depression? One is to identify the nature and cause of the problem. Identify the nature and the cause of the problem. If you look at that 143 verse 3, it says, for the enemy has persecuted my soul. Your soul is your mind, is your seat of intellect, is your mind. So when you hear soul, he has persecuted my soul. He has crushed my life to the ground. He has made me to dwell in darkness like those who have long been dead. The cause and the source of depression, which is the attack on the soul, on the mind, is from Satan. And dwelling in the dark place is depression. See, your enemy is not that person is using to attack you. Because most of the time we concentrate on the agent of Satan than on Satan himself. Some people are willing agents, some people are not. Some people, because they are not spiritually discerning and strong, can be used as agents to attack you. But the problem is never your neighbor that attacked you. The problem is not your boss that is attacking you. Your problem is Satan that is using whoever is around you to make sure they frustrate you. So you need to realize and walk in the consciousness that there is one persecuting your soul to try to make you unhappy. See, a mind that is unhappy cannot be productive. When you are unhappy, how can you think well? Because at that point, the devil is occupying your mind and fueling it. You see that somebody offends you and you tell that person, see, I don't like what you did. You are still upset and you walk away. But as soon as you walk away, the devil begins to give you insights of what the person did. You see, the problem most of the time is not what the person did. It's your analysis of how the person said it, how the person looked at you, how all those analyses will be fueling it. It's Satan that is fanning it for you. Once you're upset, the Bible says, don't let the sun go down, forget about it. If you see that thing you did not tell that person, since you did not say it that time, let it go. Be the fool. Jesus said, count it as loss unto me. Let me be the fool. Sometimes you need to be the fool. Choose your fights very well. Choose your fight and choose your battle. The one that does not matter. If it does not matter, then let it go. Then let it go. Is the attack is on your soul, you know what, to keep you busy. To keep you busy from this person did this person did this. And for men, it keeps you busy with the economy. It keeps you busy with politics. It keeps you busy with all those things. I'm not saying don't do those things, don't say those things. But what I'm saying, do not dwell on what is happening. You know more of what is happening physically than you can discern spiritually. After you have said those things, how is it going to affect your life? For me, I was telling my cousin, I said, which of the government is going to help me push the work that I'm doing? You need to be praying that, God, how do you want to use me in this administration? Or how do you want to use me in whoever you are? Because one person will win. One person, and the rest will lose. So how do you position yourself? Because whichever president, whichever party is in power, what is important to me is that it will not kill the work of God has given to me, and it will help to advance whatever I want. That is the important thing. And I'm talking about our country, I believe that we are going through the phases. Yeah. So we are like butterfly in a cocoon. So don't give up on Nigeria and say nothing is going to. Yeah. We are going through our own phases. Yeah. And you can see that this administration that is coming might not be the best, but it will be a transition. It will be a transition, because I see that the young, they're getting restless. And it's like Esau. Because God left a caveat that the day that thing has choked you enough, you will break it. That was what Isaac told his son. So it also means the day the youth are tired of what they are saying, they will rise up. So I thank God for the ones that have come out. Try 2023. Majority will be youth. Because now they are saying it's possible. I thank the ones that are pathfinders, whether they make it or not. But I am saying that they have started something. So it means that we will transition to something. All we just need to do is to come out and hold. But I've digressed a bit. Let me go back to what I'm saying. The devil is persecuting your soul to keep you in a place that he will get you. See, I did not know that I have so much power. The day you start controlling your thoughts, you have power. I didn't know that I have power to walk away from some certain thoughts. I didn't know that all it takes is just 1 minute, 1 second to just change that thought. It will be drawing you, but you'll be changing it. Draw, remove. After like 1 week, you do not remember. Let me tell you how the mind works. How the mind is the most powerful tool that God has given to mankind. But the mind is made of two things: the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the most powerful thing that you can ever have, not the conscious mind. The conscious mind is speaking information. The conscious mind is speaking, that's the 5 senses, picking information, picking knowledge, will see something, feel something, and will just register it that this is what has happened. So you notice that anytime you have something bad, anytime something that happens to you that you bring out so much emotion, like you lose a loved one, or somebody hurts you, or something that brings pain or happiness or joy, automatically that thing is registered in your subconscious mind. So careless thoughts are not registered, but when you think seriously about something, that thing becomes registered. So that what happens? That thing that caused you fear when you were a child, anything that looks like it, the subconscious mind, because it's like it works faster than a computer, will bring back that emotions of fear to you. So that is how it transmits fear, and you don't know, you think it's your thought, but it's already been filed away. So when it comes to joy, the things that, why is it that people do not walk away from certain temptation? Is because the subconscious mind has registered it as this is the highest form for you. How come something you are struggling with another person is not struggling with it? Has it ever occurred to you? It's because of the mind. So you need to be careful the things that you bring out your emotions or you think very strongly about, because once you think very deeply about something, it is registered, it's filed away. So this is the trick. You file what you want. I used to be afraid of some certain things until I decided to file something that is new. So when those things come now, what happens? The word of God is what comes out. When you replace things with the word of God, when sickness will come. You have to replace it with the word of God. Certain things will come in your family. You have to resist it with the word of God. And that is what gives you boldness. I was reading about, I think it was Bishop Oyedepo that I was reading of one of his tapes. He said there was a time they called him and said, oh, your son, whether one of his sons, whether his wife was about dying or whatever, he just went there, he just said a prayer and left. Because he has dealt with it before in the past. That when people were running around and saying this one is going to die, he has already put the right information within him. So he prayed based on that thing, and that was faith that came back to him. So I cannot lack. I cannot be poor. It's not boast. It's because I have registered the things that bring about wealth in my subconscious mind. So when people are saying there's a casting down, your spirit is saying there's a lifting up already. And I see how it works. Once you believe through the word of God that you cannot be poor, when you need money, you activate those thoughts. And once you begin to say those things, opportunity will come. Yeah. People say that January is a long month. And I said to God, where others are crying, that is where I need to have testimony. And say that this January I will not cry like the others, because those that know their God will do excellent. These are the things. So when lack comes, your wife says, or whatever people say, we don't have money, how are we going to do it? You tell them, my God shall supply all my needs. Listen, I'm telling you, this January. And look, you have to live the word of God. And as soon as I said, before that week was over, someone called me and said, we need to, something I was pursuing many months ago, you just came. That is faith, to draw those things that be not. You can call those things that be not as if they were, and call it into your existence, because you know who you are. It's the power of the mind. It's the power of the mind. I'm going through persecution. I won't say where. but I'm going through persecution. I'm going through persecution. People can't stand me in some certain places because I'm not in it for money. I'm not in it for what other people are in it for. And as soon as you are not in it for what the world is in it for, you become a threat. Yeah. They need to remove you. They need to sideline you. So, but see what God says. Do not ever, do not call a confederacy what they call it. Don't fight dirty. Don't fight like they fight. Fight with a clean hand, and you will see what I'll do. So I take scriptures and when they do, before I used to get very upset because God is using that to teach me long suffering. Yeah. And as they get upset, I will begin now. When they say do those things, I will just laugh. Guess what? In spite of you have the yam, you have the knife, you have the authority. I do not have any. But as soon as I enter, they are all afraid. Yeah. How can somebody that is supposed to be your superior be shaking me in two hands? This is a man that wants to live here. We say all manner of rubbish about you, but when he sees you, he's humble. Don't fight like they fight. Fight with clean hands. Fight with clean hands. See, file away anything that is recurring in your life. You have to sit down and file in your soul. See, you have the power to file in your subconscious mind what you want. You know what? You are beginning to recreate your world. You are, when you met God, He was creating, right? You begin to recreate your world. And see, all you need is just the faith. He will bring the opportunity to you. He will bring everything that you need. You begin to recreate your mind. You cannot be, and you can't be tired. Because you win victory here in your health, you come after your wife. You win in that, you come after. You have to get up every day and make sure that you need to win. Because if not, you become depressed. If not, you begin to think that this Christianity, God favors people. But Peter said that he is not a respecter of any man. 2, depression steals life and the light of God from you. Psalm 143:4. It says, therefore my spirit is overwhelmed within me. My heart within me is distressed. Depression opposes a person's spiritual freedom and power. Our spirit man is encouraged and empowered by God's spirit. And that makes us powerful and free. So Satan does not want. Proverbs 8 says, his spirit bears witness with my spirit that I am a child of God. And when you are a child of God, you are liberty. Because as it says, Romans 8:14 says, as many that are led, these are the sons. So what the devil wants to do is to make sure you don't see yourself as a son. He makes sure that you continue to see yourself as, you call yourself, I'm like grasshopper in their eyes. You begin to say those things, and that is what the enemy wants you to say so that he capitalizes. See, this battle is a spiritual thing. We are entrepreneurs, but we are spiritual beings. When they call you, it's not your physical body. They call you Uche, it's not the physical, it's the spirit man. You really don't have any business with this body because it's just housing you. It's not you. It is not you. The person that is you is the spirit. You were created in God's image and likeness. So God will have as many as are led by the spirit. These are the sons of God, right? So how can you be led by the spirit when the enemy has provoked and raised all manner of things that are worrying you? You are complaining about this. Complaining. Just think back when you are complaining, when you are angry. What do you throw pity party? Someone that is throwing pity party. How can you ever Tell me, how can you ever be productive at that time? How can you ever get the secret to success in your business and in your life? But that's what the devil wants. If somebody offends you, let them go, because it is better that you have a free mind. It is better that you are free spiritually and mentally to become all that God has called you to be, than to be carrying people in their mind. Release people and not let God release ideas that change the world. Why are you harboring things when God wants to give you? Many of us are here. The space in which you used to harbor negative thoughts that are not yours. I wish I have time. Maybe I'll find another Monday and teach you those thoughts are not your own thoughts. The day you begin to think what you want to think. Oh, you see, let me just give you. I'm very careful not to say some certain things, because people can read it in a different way. But look at my thoughts day and night, because in the morning when you wake up and before you sleep are the most powerful thoughts, the most powerful time. And whatever I'm doing, I am excited just before I sleep. So excited. I make out time, but I prepare for it. Because then my thoughts, I bring some certain men, I bring them and I discuss with them. I say, how did you do this? You have no Christ. Because some of my thoughts are where I call Shaka Zulu into my room in the night and we converse. It's not that he comes, but what I'm saying, I am thinking, how can an illiterate be able to unite the Southern African tribes, as difficult as Africans are? How was he able to, at that time, do you know what it means to be able to get a spare? He said this long one is not good, let him get a short one. He had a formidable army. How was he able to do it? How was he able? I'm able to think like that because I'm leadership. I bring Genghis Khan. Do you know who Genghis Khan is? I bring him and say, how can, see where Mongolia is right now? Then they took over the whole of China. As difficult as Chinese people. How? These are done by men. Then Alexander the Great is also someone that fascinates me. At 25 years, he has conquered the whole known world. I read about Nebuchadnezzar. How can a man be able to have that type of glory? Go and read the documentary of how large that man was. Then you realize that these were men that were deep in thoughts, that understood that your thoughts shape your life. Your thought will begin to set you in motion. The actions that you will take as a result of your thoughts. So when people are thinking, I cannot lose this war, these men are thinking about how they can strategize to win this war. That's why they're able to do it. Do you think if any of these men were depressed, they can do this kind of thing? Depression will come to you. They will come. Satan is trying to keep you down at all costs. But these are spiritual things. You can only be led by the Spirit. And so you need to clear. The Spirit of God does not go with anger. The Spirit of God does not go with any doubt. It does not go with any form of strife. So as entrepreneurs, the gift that we have is the gift of mind. Is the gift of ideas. Don't let anything stop you from being able to sit down and to think. And that's where we find ourselves in a quagmire. Resist the feelings of depression. Immediately they come, release that person. Release that person. It helps you more to forgive than to keep somebody in your mind. Because when you keep that person in your mind, that person is occupying a place that you are supposed to use for your productivity. And you see, the longer you allow these things to fester in your mind, it becomes difficult for you now to resist those negative thoughts. Resist negative thoughts. Be positive in everything that you do. See the good that can come out from anything. Let people say you are not a realist, but see the good in every situation. Look at your life from a positive. How do I get from this place to this place? Be positive about your life. Don't use your own mouth and say, I cannot do it because of this. 3, remember the good times. Psalm 143:5, verse 5 says, I remember the days of old. I meditate on all your works. I must on the works of your hands. You need to develop a habit of reminding yourself of past testimonies, miraculous workings of God. You must. When you are depressed, thank God for what He has done in the past. When you find each and every one of us here, there has been something outstanding and remarkable God has done for us. For some, it might not be as remarkable as the others, but there's something God has done for you. You must remember. Sing is one of the prayer. How will I say it? Is one of thanksgiving to the Jew. It's a way of life. It's a way of worship. Don't you see Moses when what this guy Gideon? When the angel came, what was Gideon? When he started complaining, he said, "Our father said this. Our father, you said you did this." Israelites are always counting the blessings or the testimonies that their fathers had. You know why? Because if you remembering, meditating, and pondering are all functions of the mind. So the mind is excited. See, if you want to be friendly, you do what? If you want to make friends, you have to make yourself friendly. If you want money, you have to surround yourself with people that have. If you want testimony, you have to surround yourself with testimony. Do you know I take out 1 hour every day to look at biography of people that made it? I'm so excited to know how people made it. You must live constantly in that thing that you want. You must constantly bring your mind, this is happening to this is happening to this. Crave for to hear other people's testimony. Look at the biography, and I'm waiting to see. At this point was when God blessed him because of this. Surround yourself is a mental thing. Meditating, rejoicing, remembering is a mental thing. And look, the law of attraction does what? Attracts what is uppermost in your mind. So when testimonies are the things that you are reading, when these thoughts are what you have, reminding and thanking God for it, your own testimony is coming. It will come. Your thoughts affect your feelings. So get busy thinking about the kind of thoughts that will help you overcome this attack. Because the devil is attacking your mind to keep you busy in those things. 4, praise the Lord in the midst of your problems. This is the worst thing you can do to the devil. Praising God at all times. Verse 6 says, I spread out my hands to you, my soul longs for you like a thirsty land. The psalmist knew the importance of praise, even at the time of trouble. He says, it's our present help at the time of need. He realizes that what he truly needs at that time was God. Only God can satisfy us. When people get depressed, it's because they need something. And they're not getting something, that thing. And they're not going to the one that can supply that need to them. So they become depressed. You must praise. In all things, give praise to God. In all circumstances, give praise to God. And where was it? I think is it in Chronicles, said when they started praising God, the Lord set ambushment. Yeah. Chronicles 1:22. 2020, God said ambush me. Sometimes when you don't know what to pray, you just start to praise God. When you feel overwhelmed with life, you just start to praise God. Praise Him for the things that He has done. See, if you don't know what to praise God, you say you don't have this. Praise Him for what He has done in the Bible. Praise Him for delivering the Jews. Praise Him for letting them cross the Red Sea. Praise Him for this. Praise Him for whatever you think. Praise Him for what He has done in the life of people. Just continue to praise and sing and dance to the Lord. What you are doing is that you are giving everything, you are handing it over to God. And say, God, I am praising you because it is more than me. This problem is more than me. Okay, the fifth one is ask for God's help. Verse 7 says, answer me speedily, O Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, lest I will be like those who go down into the pit. Ask for God's help. The psalmist asked the Lord to hurry to his side, to his aid, because he knew he could not handle it anymore. We must go to God. There are certain things that you think that they are small, but you need God's help to help you go through it. You have to ask God for help. Then 6 says, cause me to hear your living kindness in the morning. 6 says, listen to the Lord. We must make our time, not just in praying, but develop a relationship that we need to hear from God. Because without hearing from God, we will not have direction. It says, put your trust in me. Lean not on your own understanding. So it means that because we are thinking something, we are processing it in our mind. Lean not on your own understanding. We are processing it in our mind. He said, no, acknowledge me, and I will now direct your path. He will direct your path. So that thing that you're processing, process it with the word of God. And the word of God is powerful. It's a living thing. If you can store the word of God in your subconscious mind, it will bring life to you. In anything that you want to do, it will bring life to you. 7, pray for deliverance. Verse 9 says, deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. In you I take shelter. The 8th and final one says, teach me to do your will. For you are my God. Your spirit is good. Lead me in the land of uprightness. So we have to seek God's wisdom, knowledge, and leadership in everything that we need to do in life. We need to fight the pressure. Before we pray, I want to leave these scriptures with you. Please take it down. I'll read it, but I need you to go through it. Preferably this night. You know the importance of meditating on God's word and His deeds. Psalm 63 verse 5 and 6. Psalm 63 verse 5 and 6. It says, my soul is satisfied as for great and wondrous deeds. Psalm 119 verse 15 says, I will meditate on your precepts and thoughtfully regard your ways, which is the path of life established by your precepts. Psalm 143 verse 5, which we have said before, I remember the days of old. I meditate on all that you have done. I ponder on the works of your hand. Meditate on God and his ways and His work will make you regularly a regular part of your thoughts and life, and this will cause you to experience victory. See, nothing is closer to you than your thoughts. So fill your thoughts with God and His word. What it means that if you fill your thoughts with God's word, you have become God consciousness, God conscious. And it's like God is coming into your mind. And as soon as God is coming into your mind, you begin to process things as God processes things. And that is what He means by having the mind of Christ. The mind of Christ. File in your subconscious mind the things that God says concerning you. Because His words are life His words are the guiding light that we look onto. And once you put those things as default setting in your subconscious mind, it means that God already has come in. At the entrance of His word brings what? Light, illumination, understanding. And when it comes in, you will know clearly, you will see clearly what to do. You will understand what to do because you have brought God into your mind. Bring God into your mind through His word, and your life will be transformed. There is no way you can be stopped. Nothing can keep you stranded. Nothing can hold you down anymore, because God has now come into your consciousness. God, He has come into your mind. You have become God conscious in everything that you're doing. You are using God's word to fight depression. Whatever life chose. You see, I've told you here many times. I say that thing that you experience is only a model. God put it there. You need to pass this model for the next level. Some of you are saying, how can this be? Have you considered David and Goliath? That thing that you're facing is your Goliath. But it will come down not by your power, but by the words. If you notice that the fight with Goliath was more words than it was physical. Goliath will talk, David will talk. And David was saying his battle was the word of God. And he was using it against the enemy. So it's not a physical battle, it's a word of war. It's a war of words. And you need to use those words as that depression comes, as those things come. You use that word. What you are doing when you praise God in the midst of your anger, somebody is doing something to you and you are praising God, that already registers in your subconscious mind. You'll be surprised the next time somebody does something to you, you begin to praise God, because that is become your default setting. When you see sickness coming out in your body, your default setting is begin to rebuke it. By His stripes I am healed. Or whatever scriptures that you are using that comes to, you begin to rebuke it, because that is now the default setting. When finances come, you say the Lord, you say, I am established, I've committed my works to you. Proverbs 16:3. Establish my thoughts, so that I will become the best entrepreneur. I'll become the best student. I'll become the best at what I am doing. It becomes your default setting. That is where God begins to help you. Because if not, the Satan has planned you with depression. Once you are depressed, you can never amount to that thing you want to be. A depressed mind, we saw definition of being depressed. You know what it means? Like someone pressing you inside water. You go to a swimming pool, they are pressing you. You feel pressed. We were not created for water. We are created for the earth. So as we are now, we are comfortable. It's like sleeping in the night and somebody is coming to press you. It's the same way you see depression. Satan is trying to press your mind, to press you at all times, so that you will not be happy. Some of us, we are not enjoying life. Some of us, we are not enjoying life. Some of us, we are not enjoying the good things of God that God has given. Where is this God that says, in my presence there is fullness of joy, and to my right hand there are pleasures forevermore? Some people are asking, where is it? It's because you have allowed yourself to be depressed. Let the sun not go down and you are depressed about something. What you cannot fix, you cannot fix. Then you take it to the one that can fix it for you. If it does not work, let it go. Your own will come. You need to live total abandon and trust in this God. Once you put your trust, I'll leave you with Isaiah 26:3. It says what? I will keep in perfect peace whose mind is stayed upon me. I will keep in perfect peace whose mind is stayed upon me. Why? Because you trust me. Because you trust me. The Father loves you. He has given you all that pertains to life and godliness. He has given you everything that you need. But you think that you need man. You think that you need some certain things. All you need is God. All you need is His word to reprogram your life. Look at Proverbs 8. You will see the Holy Spirit. He said, God used me at the beginning of creation. So you also have the Holy Spirit within you. So So you have the wisdom, the power, the authority, everything you need to recreate your life. So how come your life is not the same? Has not changed what you wanted to be? It's because of the wrong and negative thoughts. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. So you can amount to much through Christ that strengthens you. Why is it that you are not changing your life? It's because you are allowing negative thoughts to flow into your mind, into your brain. And once negative thought flows into your mind, into your brain, what happens is that you begin to have negative emotions. You begin to, I know negative emotions will make you lose things. If you have negative emotion because you are depressed inside, you will lash out at people. And you will lash out at friends. You will lash out at vision helpers. You will become enemy because inside of you there is turmoil. Inside of you there is strife. Because you feel that the life has cheated you. You feel that you are not part. Which kind of life is this? I'm not from the right tribe. I'm not from the right place. I'm not in the right place. And that's what the devil is fanning it and is telling you. Let me leave you with a story so that you will know. In this book, there's a book, The Triumphant Church, written by Kenneth Hagin. A pretty pastor's wife who sing, born again for many years, and every time she finished ministry, the devil will come and whisper. Because he said God opened his eyes to see what the problem is. So you understand what it means by stronghold. This stronghold